All right, I'm going to solve this problem here. We got a 5D problem, but I'm going to solve it with equations, not guess and check. So I've got a rectangle that has a perimeter of 30 inches. Its length is 1 less than 3 times its width. What are the length and width of the rectangle? So first step of the 5D process is I'm going to draw and describe, and that's going to help me. So I know the length is 1 less than 3 times its width. So the length equals 3 times the width minus 1. That's 1 less than 3 times the width. It's a rectangle, so both sides are the same. 3w minus 1. That means this is the width. And that first sentence gives us a lot of information. The rectangle has a perimeter of 30 inches. That means if I add up all 4 sides, it's got to equal 30 inches. So we can make an equation. Let's do it. I've got the length. Let's start here. Let's start with the width. Plus, I'm just going to go around my rectangle. 3w minus 1 plus the width plus 3w minus 1. That's the perimeter of the rectangle, and I know it equals 30 based on that first sentence. So let's solve. How do we solve? We got one variable, w, so I'm going to combine like terms. I got w's here, then we're going to add together. Okay, and it looks like I've got 8w. And I also have an individual term here, or not individual term, but some units, -1 and -1. All right, so that's going to equal 8w minus 2 equals 30. So we're solving for w, so let's isolate the variable. Let's create a zero pair. What we do to one side, we got to do to the other. So I'm going to add 2 to both sides. That leaves me with 8w equals 32. But I don't want to know what 8 w's are, 8 widths. I want to know what 1 width is. That's going to help us find the dimensions of the rectangle. So I got to divide by 8. Right? Create that giant 1 right here. What I do to one side, I got to do to the other. So we're going to divide the other side by 8. So we're left with w on the left side equals 4, or in this case, 4 feet. So if the width is 4, what's the length? Well, the length equals 3 times the width minus 1. So the length has got to equal 3 times 4 minus 1. So the length is equal to 11. So I believe the width is 4 feet, or 4 inches, excuse me. And the length is 11 inches. Okay, that's my declare. But we should probably check. We could check really quick just to make sure. All right, let's just check our work. The rectangle's got 4 sides. So if we're saying that the width is 4 inches and the length is 11 inches, remember the perimeter equaled 30. So we should be able to add 4 plus 11 plus 11, and it should equal 30. That's 8 plus 22 equals 30. Let's give ourselves a little bit more space. And that's 30 equals 30. So we're good. So those are the dimensions. Let's circle it. The width is 4 inches and the length is 11 inches.